Got you.
Hey guys, this is Brandy Fox with Be the Entrepreneur Consultant Agency coming live for the first time in a minute, but I'm super excited because today is all about leveraging entrepreneurship skills in real estate. And I am super duper excited to have my real estate investment mentor, Ashley Jeffers, on here as well to talk more about entrepreneurship, to give you guys some key tips on what to expect if you are looking to get into the real estate industry. With that being said, I'm going to let Ashley have the opportunity to introduce herself, let you guys know a little bit more about her, what she does, how she moves, how she got into the industry, all those good things. So, Ashley, tell the people about you, how you got into real estate, what you love about it, all that good stuff.
What's going on, everybody? I am Ashley Jeffers. I have been investing in real estate for the last 5 years. The thing that got me into real estate investing was just your standard Google search, how to become wealthy. So just going down the rabbit hole of, um, you know, books to read and listening to podcasts and watching YouTube channels, just trying to find my lane when it comes to making money outside of my 9 to 5 and becoming wealthy. And so all roads pointed back to real estate investing. So one of the books, I'm sure that a lot of you have heard of it before, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, was a total game changer for me. That book is something that I think everyone should read, especially our young people that are coming out of high school, going into college, understanding that you have got to figure out a way to make money in your sleep. Otherwise, you'll work for the rest of your life. So that was one of the themes that kind of stayed with me. And so for the last 5 years, I have been buying rental properties and renovating them and then renting them out. I've done some wholesale deals. I've done a few flips. And so just at this point, 5 years in the game, just continuing to build my rental portfolio. And now I'm at the point where I want to teach others how to do the same.
And y'all, she is amazing. A1. When I first met with her, as a lot of y'all know, I know entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, I eat it, I breathe it, I love it. I mean, it's my life. So entrepreneurship has never been an issue. But real estate, I was like, as I'm transitioning out of full-time entrepreneurship and trying to figure out what that next lane for me is as I'm coming up on my 15-year mark, I was like, real estate is a industry that I've been interested in. It's strong in my family. My grandparents were real big in it. And, it's a lot of opportunities coming up in the industry for real estate, especially for minorities. So, after knowing Ashley, I think we've known each other since like 2018. I was
It's
like, let
been
me
wild.
connect with her. Huh? Ain't that about right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Okay, yeah. So I was like, I've been watching her just grow in real estate, get her own things together, those type of things. So I'm like, you know what? I just like I expect for new entrepreneurs to invest in starting a business by working with me. It's important that I do the same thing by working with somebody that knows about real estate, because I could research, I could go on YouTube, but I'm like, why do all that when you can go straight to the person that's already doing it and doing it well? So from there, that's when me and Ashley kind of connected and realized a lot of things that we had in common in the realms already doing it in the realms of entrepreneurship and real estate. So with that, we came up with the idea of hosting our event tonight, just kind of giving people more information about what it looks like to be an entrepreneur in real estate and being real. Of course, Ashley, you can probably chime in a little bit more on this. It's a lot of fake information out there when it comes to real estate. What's the number one? And we talked about this in our meeting. What was like the number one thing that you saw that you was talking about that people fall in a rabbit hole of when it comes to real estate?
Yeah, so I think the number one draw is when gurus and started to teach people how they can get into real estate with no money and no credit.
That's the one.
You
That
can, but in my opinion, you're making things a lot harder on yourself if you don't have reserves available to get into deals. So I actually did get into real estate with no money and no credit. So back in 2018, I did my first wholesale deal. I started into wholesaling real estate in 2018. It took me 14 months to do my first deal, which closed in July of 2019. And so, yes, I can attest to the fact that you can get to real estate money with no money and no credit, but it's going to be a lot harder on you. So, the mentorship program that I am building is going to teach people how to leverage savings, leverage um, business credit, leverage lines of credit, like tap into those monetary resources that will help you get to your goals a lot faster than trying to go at it with no money and no credit. Like let's let's set ourselves on the most firm foundation that we can by making sure we do have some reserves and making sure that we do have um, decent credit scores. So you need at least a 680, 680s across your three um, credit scores in order to be considered by hard money lenders. We won't get into that tonight, but just making the point that you set yourself up for success when you do have some reserves and you do have good credit.
And that's true. And I'm glad that, throughout this series of us doing these lives, we're going to be doing lives every week, every Wednesday for the next probably about 5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's building up into our big real estate and entrepreneurship training service that we're going to be launching in January to be able to teach people in one setting everything, kind of all the little small details and gems and nuggets that we're going to be giving you over the next few weeks. We're going to combine this into one big training to be able to show you how to be an entrepreneurship and how to be a real estate agent. How to be a real estate investor, all in one training. So y'all can be on the lookout for that flyer, and that information is launching on Friday. So be on the lookout for that. And I'm telling y'all, if you want to get down in the real estate industry and the real estate investment portion of the real estate industry, this is going to be a training you don't want to miss. You got two very knowledgeable women who are going to give you guys everything you need to jumpstart your way into real estate investing. We're not going to sugarcoat it. Ashley's definitely not going to sugarcoat it. I'm more of a sugarcoater than her. Ashley going to tell you like it is, but with her telling you like it is, it's going to prepare you for all elements of what it looks like to get into real estate investment. So that way you won't run into some of those unexpected surprises, like people who go into these working with these people that's saying no money down, no credit, and then you realize that all of that's a lie, and then they come back on you. You ain't got to worry about that with us. We gonna cross all the T's, dot all the I's for y'all.
For
So,
sure.
with that being said, make sure every Wednesday, 7 p.m. for the next 4 weeks after today that you guys are tapping in to our live, because we are going to be dropping a little bit of everything, a little bit at a time as we build up to our event. With that being said, let's roll into tonight's topic: leveraging entrepreneurship skills in real estate. A lot of people forget that real estate is a business. You know what I'm saying? You still have to register. You still have to get your LLC. You still have to get a tax EIN number. You literally still have to run your real estate business like you would run your regular business. So, with that being said, Ashley, why don't you jumpstart us and tell me a little bit more about what it was like for you to combine entrepreneurship and real estate investment from when you started to where you are now.
So you're right, Brandy. When you register your LLC or your business with your state, Secretary of State, you now have formed a company. So it should be treated as such. So I think that a lot of the teaching that's out there around real estate investing is education for the investor first about real estate investing, but the business side of things is kind of an afterthought. So, just like any business, you have to make sure that you're managing your expenses. You have to make sure that you're doing a proper analysis of each one of the properties you're considering buying to make sure that you don't spend too much on that property. You need to make sure that you're doing an analysis of how much it's going to take to renovate a property. So, all of these themes that come with a regular business as far as expense management, it's no different for real estate investing. And so I wanted to kind of piggyback off what you were saying about our upcoming event. The beauty about our event on January the 28th is that we're actually having it at a bank, at TD Bank in Charlotte. And so our goal is to drop some gems in these lives over the next 4 weeks. And then by the time January the 28th comes around, you have yourself positioned to be able to work with a bank to help you with your business. And so I won't go any further into details just now, right now, but just wanted to share that, there is a proper business foundation that should be set before you move forward in investing in the actual real estate.
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Randy.
So, as we're talking, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We want to make sure that we keep this an open platform. Some things we won't be able to answer today, but we will answer at our event. So if at any time we have to deter or you feel like we're not giving you all the information you need, please note that at our event on January 28th, it's going to be an open book. Literally, every question that you have, we should be able to answer. If we can't, we're going to find the answer and get it to you ASAP. But today is just an opportunity for you to drop any questions that you may have. Also, sharing is caring. So if you are on this live, please share it. We want to let our people know. Our goal, of course, we're here for everybody, but y'all know at the end of the day, baby, we're here for our people. So we want to make sure that we letting our people know how they can get into the real estate industry, because this is an industry that, historically African Americans have not been able to get into the way we want to. So our goal as two African American women is to educate as many people, but specifically our minority brothers and sisters, about how to get into the real estate industry the right way. That is our goal. It's a lot of ways, but with us, we're going to show you the right way. We're going to show you how to create that business, how to get those foundations together, but also how to make sure that you're making a profitable investment that's going to create a ROI or return on your investment. Because at the end of the day, that's what business is about, the ROI. What I'm putting in needs to be less than what I'm getting back. That is the goal.
Facts. Fact. So, Brandy, I'm going to ask you a question. So you are my go-to business consultant. You have started multiple successful businesses. I've lost count. So I want to ask you, because this is going to carry over into when people start real estate investing. Tell me what type of mindset you have to have. What type of mindset is required for entrepreneurial success?
For sure. It's a steadfast. It's a lot of words that I've heard when it comes to entrepreneurship or that I've used myself. But I would say being steadfast is the most important element of being a strong and successful entrepreneur. And I say that because in today's industry of entrepreneurship, like we already know, Facebook only shows the glitz and glams of entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It doesn't show that back end work. It's not showing how back in the day when I first started my first business in 2011, that I would spend about 4 hours a day cold calling, cold emailing. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing that part. People are not seeing the fact that at the beginning, I wore all the hats. People be like, oh, I got to do everything. People don't understand it. No, I understand it. not only did I wear all the hats, you know what I'm saying, but I was in grad school, had a husband, kids, extracurriculars, like literally balancing all of that is hard. But at the end of the day, I knew what the end result is. And I knew that I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur, and I knew that I wanted my business to be successful. So being steadfast and consistent in my work ethic is something that I feel like has propelled me against my counterparts. I think it's something that has allowed me to not only start and grow one successful business, but to be able to duplicate my business model and work ethic to be able to do other businesses. And, even with working with Ashley, it's let me know that these same standards that I put in, even with her at the beginning, with her going more into real estate and transitioning into entrepreneurship, when she was telling me about how she started with wholesaling when she got her first deal, literally it was everything I did when I first started my first business. So at that point, I think that's when we realized the cohesiveness of entrepreneurship and real estate. How people try to separate the two as if they're two different entities, but at the end of the day, the work ethic and steadfastness fastness that you need to be successful in both of these industries comes with consistency. So I would say that is the top entrepreneur skill that I feel like anybody needs to be successful as an entrepreneur, but specifically in the real estate industry, because it's not easy. Is it right or wrong? Tell me. I would like to know what has been the toughest part for you, Ashley, when it comes to getting into the real estate investment game.
It was starting out. It took me 14 months to close my first deal, my first wholesale deal. That was a lot of cold calling. That's a scary thing. If you're not used to picking up the phone and calling a stranger and asking them if they are interested in receiving an offer on their property, you're not used to that. It is scary. And it is something that I had to build up kind of my willpower and build up my confidence to keep doing over and over and over again. I made thousands of cold calls, and a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So I agree with you 100% that you have to have a mindset of this has to work or it has to work. Because what if within that 14-month period I would have given up and said, you know what, this is taking too long. The reason that I think one of the reasons that I stuck it out the 14 months until I got my first deal is not only because I'm competitive in nature, but Max Maxwell used to be all over the internet at that around that time talking about wholesaling real estate. He's on his YouTube channel, and he was at a meetup. And so at the meetup, he said, "Look to your left, look to your right. One of you are not going to be here next year when it comes to pursuing this real estate investing thing." And I said, well, I'm going to be here. And so I kind of use that as fuel to keep moving forward. And I'm so glad I did, because real estate investing, it has so many, benefits to owning property. And so it is totally worth it to stick it out. I mean, one of the many benefits is building wealth, generational wealth. I know that's kind of like the
Cliche, Chad.
cliche thing to
Cliche.
say. I'm like, I can leave that in 2023, the generational wealth piece. I'm trying to build wealth for Ashley today. So that's what I'm working towards. And so starting out, whatever I made a decision, whatever I need to do, I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to get it done.
And I love that. I love that. And that is kind of that's the scheme you got to put in the game. So I'm telling y'all, for everybody that is looking to get into real estate, I know y'all see online people like, oh yeah, I flipped this house, I made 50K today. They ain't telling you that it took them 18 months to get that 50K. They ain't telling you that part, that they had to fire 8 contractors before they got the one was able to meet their needs. So we say this to say, do not think that it's a quick journey. But I will say, and I do attest to the fact that if you are connected with the right people, knowledgeable people that are already getting results, that is the difference between a lot of growth factors and a lot of people. Because having a mentor or somebody that's knowledgeable, they're able to give you the information that that will probably take you about 6 months to a year to find on YouTube to put together and make sense. you can skip through all that because we already did it. We didn't already
sure.
did the YouTube. We didn't already did the Google. We didn't already went through the trial and error. So for us, we've done that hard work for you. We've been able to do all that research and live it and be able to combine all this information to be able to adequately provide it to our people to be able to make sure you're knowledgeable on how you're able to make money. And the last point I'm gonna come across to about piggybacking off one thing that you said before we close out for today, Ashley, is I love the fact how even though you talked about generational wealth, how you circled it back to the fact that at the end of the day, we want to make money now too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we want to make money now too. I'm all about saving. I have 2 kids. I love my kids. And if something happened to me, baby, they ain't got to worry about nothing. But mama want to ball out too. You know
Right
what I'm
now.
saying? I want to ball out right now. I'm not trying to wait to 60. That's one of the reasons why I became an entrepreneur because y'all was not finna work me 30 years and then think I'm praying for 20 more to live off. Nah, baby, I want unlimited income. I want unlimited revenue opportunities. And entrepreneurship is one great way to be able to do it. But real estate investment is one of the best ways to do it because I don't know if y'all know, outside of the stock market, real estate is one of the top investment industries with the highest returns of any other investment. Beating out the S&P, everything, stock market, everything y'all see, real estate is the only industry that has consistently beat out any other type of investment. So when you have something that's been around for centuries, that's consistently, for centuries, that has consistently been able to make money and show results, then at this point, it's like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on?
Right.
So that's all I have to say on the subject for today. But like I said, we will be here every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks, dropping a little bit more information on what to expect about our event on January 28th, with the flyer for that event dropping on Friday. So make sure y'all stay tuned to our pages to make sure that you are getting the information that you need to prepare for real estate investing. So before we get into Q&A, Ashley, did you have any last minute gems, questions, comments, concerns that you want to share with the people to kind of, let them know what to expect or anything you want to share?
Yeah, I just hope that people take advantage of our knowledge, right? I think, at the beginning of our session, I mentioned that, the education around real estate investing is usually the focus, and the business of real estate investing is kind of an afterthought, but it's just as important as getting educated on real estate investing. And so you and I, as a team partnering up, I think is going to benefit a lot of people because, as you mentioned, we're going to be able to give them the game that we wish we had when we started. We're going to be able to help them avoid some mistakes that we made. So I just hope everyone taps into what we're trying to accomplish here. Don't take it lightly, the opportunity that we're putting before you, in terms of the education around real estate investing, the education around running a business properly and managing a business for the long term. So I'm excited. I can't wait until our in-person event. So yeah, everyone tap in with us for the next couple of Wednesdays when we go live, so we can give you some more information leading up to the big event on January the 28th.
Perfect. All right, all right. So with that being said, we're going to transition into our Q&A. So if anybody that's on the live has any questions about anything that we talked about today in leveraging entrepreneurship skills in real estate, please feel free to drop those questions into the chat. Ashley, if you could also drop your handle so people can have the opportunity to follow you, learn a little bit more about you. And I'm also going to drop my handle for Be the Entrepreneur. And also make sure you check the comments. Everything we've talked about, I have listed out the 3 main tips that you can take from today's live, and make sure you tap in next Wednesday for additional lives. So with that being said, one of the questions that we have is there a certain real estate market that we will be focusing on when we do our training? And is it an option to be able to scale outside of North Carolina? So Ashley, I'm gonna let you roll that one. Is there a certain real estate market that we will be focusing on, or that you will be focusing on when you talk about the real estate portion of our training?
No, not at this session. We will not be going into market analysis. Our focus at TD Bank will be to um, educate you on the importance of business credit, lines of credit when you are investing in real estate. These are the things that are going to help you fund your investments, fund your renovations, fund the expenses that go along with purchasing a property and moving that property from purchase to cash flowing. So we are going to be focused on the funding side. Um, the second question, I think, was around
Scaling outside of North Carolina.
yeah, so you certainly can do that, and that is something that I do teach in my mentorship program. But this session on the 28th, we won't get into that education. We're just focused. We're going to be more so focused on funding and helping you get set up properly, so that you have the funding you need to invest in real estate.
All right, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. Hopefully that answered your question, Patrick. If not, please feel free to follow up post live. Is there anyone else that had any questions before? Oh, perfect. He said it made sense. Is there anyone that had any more questions before we closed out for today? Speak down, forever hold your peace. And also, please know we're very approachable. So I'm dropping my handle. Ashley's going to drop her handle. So if you guys have any questions and you like, you know what, I don't want to put it on this live because it might be stupid, or, you know, I might be embarrassed because they're going to be like, why this girl didn't already know this, or why this boy didn't already know this. Please know that we're not them type of people. We started from the bottom. Real Drake style, started from the bottom, now we here. So please note that no question is a dumb question, and we want to make sure that everybody understands this process because there's a lot of money to be made, and our goal is to make sure that our people are the ones that's tapping into this money. So that is the ultimate goal. Jessica said, great job, girl.
Thank you, Jessica.
She said send her the info for the event because she want to be in the number.
Will do.
Okay, well, with that being said, that sums up tonight. As soon as we get off, I will be dropping the flyer for next Wednesday's event so you guys can be in the know. Please make sure that you share this flyer. Make sure you tap in next Wednesday, 7 o'clock. It's going to be a 7 to 7:30. We ain't going to take up too much of your time. We're just going to be dropping additional gems about how you can prepare yourself for the collaboration of entrepreneurship in real estate and creating wealth for yourself now, in addition to future generations. What happened? James, it's all right, baby. We'll see you next week. It's all right. We'll see you next week. Tap in next week, 7 o'clock. We're going to be here on time, too. We was on time.
Yeah, we was.
But with that being said, thank y'all for tapping in to Talk It Out Live. Ashley, did you have any closing remarks for the people?
No, that's it. That's it. Stay tuned and catch us next Wednesday as well.
Perfect. Check the comments for tips. Also check the comments for our handles. Do not hesitate to DM us. Y'all be safe. Have a happy holidays. Love y'all lots. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Peace, y'all.